Good afternoon. I'm here live. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, we're live. It's 4:40 p.m. I have a subject I want to discuss with you. This is Vawa cancellation of removal. Let me know if you're already here. Let me know in the comments where you are so we can talk about this subject. This is the most important subject. um, we don't talk about it a lot because a lot of people, at least most people, focus on the 10 years cancellation of removal. However, we have a 3 years cancellation of removal when it comes to our self petitioners. Let me know in the comments, how are you? We are talking about VAWA cancellation of removal, and we're gonna answer this question: can I get married while my VAWA case is pending with USCIS? The answer is no, because what's gonna happen if you get married while your VAWA case is pending with USCIS? I mean, let's say you got divorced, right? So you want to get married again, and the case is still pending. The answer is no, you cannot, because what's going to happen is they're going to deny your VAWA petition because now you have another marriage, because the underlying basis for that application was abuse from the previous marriage, right? So you're going to have to hold on, hold on, don't call off the marriage, but just hold on a little bit until the VAWA application is approved so you can get married. That's the answer to that question. However, I want to talk to you about VAWA cancellation of removal. We got 4 people here. Please go ahead and like and share. 5 people in the system. Please go ahead and like and share. I'm going to share my screen in a minute so we can discuss this important subject. Okay, let me share my screen. If you have a question, again, just put it in the comment, okay? If you have a question, just put it in the comment so we can answer your questions. Yes, VAWA cancellation of removal, right? So I want to talk about the requirement here. Yeah, the VAWA cancellation of removal, it's pretty much similar, right, to the VAWA self-petitioning provisions. That's why we want to talk about it. What is the requirement, or what are the requirements? So let me put it a little bigger here, okay? Okay, so in summary, an applicant for VAWA cancellation must establish that they have been battered by or suffer extreme cruelty from their U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, abuser, spouse, from a spouse, parent, or the parent of let me put it like this, the parent of a child who has suffered such abuse, okay? And they have been continuously physically present in the United States for 3 years. Remember, we all know the 10 years rule when it comes to cancellation of removal, but in this one, they're talking about 3 years, you see, because it's a VAWA cancellation of removal. That's the major difference, right? 3 years, okay? And will suffer extreme hardship, or that their child or parent will suffer extreme hardship if the applicant were removed. Have been a person of good moral character during the period of required physical presence, are not inadmissible under this Immigration Nationality Act 212A2, or under security and terrorism ground, or they are not deportable under marriage fraud, crimes, or failure to register, or falsification of document and false claim of U.S. citizenship, okay? So have not been convicted of an aggravated felony, and merit a favorable exercise of discretion. So when it comes to crimes, sometimes there are some type of waivers, right? For certain crimes, that's case by case basis. And then the other requirement still goes the same with the way those other requirements are. Let's say, for example, the person is a J1 type of visa, well, they still not qualify for cancellation of removal regardless, right? Because of that 2 years requirement has not been met, unless it has been met to some extent, right? So yeah, and then it goes on and on with that. So that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you just because the reason I wanted to show you because of the 3 years difference, okay? Because we know the other cancellation of removal, you have to have like 10 years of physical and continuous presence. But this one is 3 years, okay? Stop sharing, go back. How can I withdraw my approval VAWA? What do you mean, how can you withdraw your approval VAWA? Augustine Akinua. So are you saying that your case has already been approved and now you want to withdraw it? Yeah, you just have to let them know, like, and the reason, first of all, why do you want to withdraw that application? That's the question, right? Why? Or the approval, why? Because you got married. When did the marriage took place? If the marriage took place after the VAWA was approved, that's different. But if it took place before the approval, then yes, you have to let USCIS know. You send a letter to USCIS and let them know what exactly is happening. But you know, now it becomes a question of why you didn't tell them before. So I'm not sure. Augustine Akinua, when did you get married? Prior to the approval or after the approval? That's the real question. You know, if you got married, let's say after the approval, then I don't think there's a problem, right? But if you got married before the approval, then there is a serious problem. So if you got married before the approval, there's a serious problem because you should have told them. If you want to claim good faith, you didn't know. I mean, you have to tell them still, even after the fact, you just let them know. You got married before the approval. If you got married before the approval, you should let them know because they're gonna, yeah, because they have to take that away from you. So if you keep it, it's going to be misrepresentation later on in your different application. You really have to find a way to tell them like a good faith type of letter telling them that you did not really know. That's why you never told them before. So now that you came across it and you really want to let them know what exactly happened. Yeah, but this, you really have to be careful how you tell them because the thing is, you got married before the approval, then they have to rescind their approval, you know. And if they don't do it, you have to let them know because you send a letter because you don't want them later on to tell you that you misrepresented facts, and that's going to be a problem adjusting status with misrepresentation. So it's kind of complicated your case in a way, you know. You need, if you have a lawyer, you need to talk to your previous lawyer about how to send the letter and explain the situation, what's really happening right there. We got 7 people in the live session. Please please go ahead and like, please go ahead and share. Let me know in the comments. I guess Augustine, we already, like, we kind of answer your question. yes, you're gonna send a letter, but I strongly suggest that you talk to the lawyer that got you that approval, so they can help you draft a letter, a better letter, because some issues of misrepresentation can get involved in that situation, you know, because they should have known before. Anyway, anybody else has a question, let me know in the comment. We are trying to answer your questions this evening, 4:50 p.m. Vawa cancellation of removal. The difference is 3 years instead of 10 years. And then 2 years instead of 7 years for the lawful permanent resident type of cancellation. Another thing is that this one is good even if you apply after, like to reopen your case after removal proceedings, you can still apply for VAWA cancellation. That's the good news about it. And the question, can I get married while my VAWA petition is pending with USCIS? The answer is no, you cannot, because the VAWA application will get denied. So anybody else has a question? Grace, can I cancel my asylum before approval? Why do you want to cancel your asylum? If you file an asylum, you know asylum is very serious, right? When somebody's filing an asylum, it means that they have a valid claim. And all of a sudden, now they want to withdraw their application, they have to give them valid reasons. Otherwise, the application becomes frivolous. It looks like somebody was just lying. Now they find a different solution. They want to cancel. I have to know, like, why. Are you in removal and you want to adjust status? That's different, right? If somebody's in removal, they want to adjust status, then they tell the judge, I'd like to adjust status instead. Then they terminate removal proceedings based on, let's say, I-130 pending or approved. Most likely approve I-130, then they can terminate removal proceedings and then or try to dismiss their case in removal. But when you're dealing with USCIS, then you have to really write a letter and tell them the reasons as to why you want to cancel. Grace, are you in removal? Or are you, if you with USCIS, just let both case pending. If you're in removal, then you can try to dismiss your case with ICE or try to terminate it with the judge. If you're not in removal, just let both case pending. Like apply for adjustment of status based on whatever you're applying, and just let that asylum case take its own course, because you don't really want to raise some issues of misrepresentation. You can't just say, oh, I want to cancel my asylum because I'm adjusting status. That's not really a valid reason with USCIS. Then they're going to ask you, well, now we think your case was frivolous, you see. But if you're in court, it's different, because now you can defend yourself. So my advice is to, if you don't have a valid reason, because valid reason can be like the country condition has changed, you no longer have fear, and you could demonstrate that with a lot of proof, right? So if you have a valid reason, then yes, you can send a letter with a lot of proof, then you can withdraw your application. But if not, then just let it pen until the day you actually adjust status. Then you can tell them, like, yes, I know my asylum was pending, it was still valid. However, because I got married in good faith, it's a valid marriage. I don't think I no longer require that asylum case. So, but just like that, trying to cancel your asylum with USCIS, yeah, you're gonna raise a lot of issues and a lot of suspicion. So you don't want that. Really have to have valid reasons to do that. I don't suggest that. Anybody else has a question? By the way, Christy, please go ahead and like. Augustine, please go ahead and like. Anybody else has a question we can answer? Anybody else has a question that we can actually answer before we end this live session? Okay. I don't see any more questions. If you have a question later on, you can just go back to this live session and just post it. But I don't see any more questions. So I think I'm just gonna stop for now. We're probably gonna come back tomorrow or not. It just depends on what type of subject we have to discuss. Okay. Thank you very much for showing up. Until next time, bye bye.